Hey guys, welcome once again. We've got the Dye DLS. We have the Planet Eclipse CS3. We're going to do a comparison video.
I'm so free.
Hey, do you think I should just start rolling my gun here as he's talking?
Sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, hi Doug. How's it going?
We got a lot of stuff. Sorry.
Alright guys, so here we are. We've got the Planet Eclipse CS3 and the Dye DLS, the two hottest guns on the market right now, and we happen to have both of them. So we're going to do a comparison video for you guys. The DLS is looking to be shipped here in the next week or two to the customers. Obviously 530 were made, so very limited edition run of the Paragon core of the Dye DLS. Planet Eclipse CS3 is the newest rendition of the CS model platform. New improvements on the CS2 Pro. So, with that said, guys, we are going to start with our comparison video. We have our trusty comparison here, as you guys can see, all the different criteria. First things first, we're going to talk about packaging between the two. The Dye DLS is going to come in pretty much the standard case that, like, the M3 Plus comes in, as well as very similar to the DSR Plus. So when we open this up, we are going to have the DLS here. We're going to have a little bit of lube. Not as much lube as the Planet Eclipse CS3. We've got the Dye barrel cover here. It's actually branded this time, Doug.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're learning.
Instead of the DSR Plus, which isn't branded. The new multi-tool, I kind of wish for the money that they are paying that Dye would have included the old school multi-tool that most people prefer because it's got more stuff. USB manual for that. We're going to put all that stuff back here. Obviously the marker itself. And then on the other side here, we do have a nice quick start guide that is going to explain all the different O-rings, what size they are, and what color, as well as like basic functions of the marker and all that jazz. We've got a warranty card here for the DLS. You've got a USB cord, and it's still micro USB. That's going to charge your marker, as well as for firmware updates. It's got like a data cable. You got a nice little parts kit here. I like the fact that on the back of this, first off, they label everything, which is really cool. And then on the back side, as you guys can kind of see through there, you get that, Doug? Mm-hmm. They like label each O-ring and what size it is and all that stuff. So if you guys are trying to repair your marker, if something were to go wrong with it, you have that. And then you've got your Dye ULS barrel system. ULS is longer control bore. Alright, so over here we've got this CS3, and CS3 is going to come with a cardboard box. Doug, what do we do with the cardboard box?
Toss them.
Toss
We
it,
go,
because no one
wow.
has to keep it in.
Bye-bye.
Wish they'd do something about that. But CS3 does come with the new case instead of the old case. So
Heather.
This was first introduced with the heather color. Good job, Doug. I'm proud of you, man. Proud.
I'm learning.
Dougie's back from California, and he's full force here.
Ah, surf's up.
Alright, so the heather case, it's nice. It's still got like a very firm, like aluminum base to it. So I don't think it's going to dent as easily. Thank you. I don't think it's going to dent as easily. Same case as like the LV2 comes with. As you guys can see here, we got our hands on the launch edition CS3.
So cool.
It's going to come with Allen keys. I do like the fact that like the Allen keys are separate. The multi-tool can make it really difficult to like try and get in small areas and everything else like that if you're trying to, you know, take out a screw or whatever. So basically what I'm trying to say is with the DLS, you do need like another Allen key kit. CS3 spare parts bag. Doug, what do we love about Planet Eclipse markers?
Detailed manuals, full paper, full pictures. Look at all that information.
Look at that. Would you just look at it?
You could build your own paintball.
Cody, what do you think about the manuals?
Well, let me tell you what they tell you the most, alright?
I can't read. I don't know where you're at.
I'll look at the pictures that they provide me.
And then tries to put it together. Alright, so we have the S63 barrel system here, guys. One thing that I would like to say is that you've got the 2 spots for the barrel, and then 4 extra slots So you can fit 5 inserts because you can actually put an insert in your back here.
Direct comparison. How many for the DLS?
1, 2, 3, 4. So needless to say, packaging, without a doubt, I think Planet Eclipse takes it.
Agree.
It's got extra spots. It's got extra stuff with it. So yeah, overall, CS3 wins on the packaging. Next up, we're going to talk about the barrel between the two. So the DLS comes with a ULS barrel system, and you've got the 8.8 back as well as the 8.4 back here. So it comes with that. I really love, I'm a Dye barrel guy. Most people, I don't know, Doug, whatever. I know what you're going to say. Doug's not a big fan of Dye barrels, but I like the fact that it's just a 2-piece design as compared to the 3-piece design of the S63 barrel system, the new barrel system that's offered with the LV2 and the CS3.
Well, I agreed with you on the first point of the packaging, but on the barrels, I think we're going to give points to two different daddies.
So Doug, you like the S63 because...
It does. I like that it's got an even longer control bore. To my knowledge, it is the longest control that I've seen compared to other barrels. Can you put it next to the... we'll put it both flat on the table here.
Yeah,
noticeably longer.
You're right, because you got to keep in mind the control bore stops like here because you got to thread in the barrel tip.
Right.
So yeah, it is an extra like inch and a half of control bore. Okay, that's a good point, Doug. That's valid. I don't know. I've never been like a 3-piece guy. I just like having a back and a tip, screw it together and be done.
That's all I know because I shoot one of these bad boys.
Yeah. So I will say this from a barrel perspective. S63 is going to be cheaper because you only have to buy these sleeves, these S63 sleeves, whereas with that you have to buy the backs, and the backs are expensive and they're also difficult to find. So right now Dye's having trouble keeping them in stock and all that stuff. So, but overall, I like the ULS barrel system better. But Doug, you're with the S63. All right, feed neck, pretty simple here. I'm not even gonna there's really not much to talk about.
No. Here, I'll at least get a look at both of them.
So first and foremost, you guys can see it's just a little bit taller with this. Doug, why is it not a contest?
Because this is shorter, and it's also got the whole thumb wheel thing going on.
Dye went backwards. I don't know why they did this. They went backwards, and instead of having the thumb wheel like they do with the M3 Plus, they used the feed neck from the DSR Plus, which I don't understand that. I will say it's really nice. Like, it feels really good quality, but this feed neck wins strictly because of the thumb wheel. All right, next up is an eye system. So Dye carried over with the DLS. They carried over the 4th gen eye pipe and the harness in there. So basically, this goes over your eye harness. The idea is to protect paint. So anybody that's not familiar with any of the newer level Dye guns or not familiar with Dye at all, it is unique to Dye, which is a really cool feature. And then the eyes on the CS3, boom, there you have it. You slide off your foregrip and one little notch right there. And I would like to point out that the CS platform has the reflective system that the CS2 as well as the 170R has, so it doesn't have that cable. So it's really simple to just wipe that off and be done with it. And paint really never gets in that little area right there where you can see the eye. It never really gets in there. I've never seen that happen even with chopping a bunch of paint. So between the two, I don't know, Doug, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it to this guy.
Yeah, are you?
I like, you know what, Joel?
He's gonna
No. I will actually give it to the eye pipe because it is so easy to clean.
It is.
It is ridiculously easy to clean.
It is really easy to clean. It can be an added expense because you have to buy an extra eye pipe if one cracks. The 4th gen eye pipe, they definitely did a better job of making it thicker and all that stuff, so it doesn't tend to crack nearly as much as the older school eye pipes.
You shot an M3 last season, right? And you didn't break your eye pipe or anything?
No.
So.
Now, the key to it is not tightening your barrel too much. So, I'm going to go with probably this, too.
Yeah.
I think it's ingenuitive, and I think that's something that's industry's lacking right now. And they've been carrying it over ever since the DM7. So, all right, guys, next up, we've got the trigger between the two. You've got basically like a fully adjustable trigger on this. To remove it, you're going to use this screw right here, and it's going to pull out They did change the way the trigger is designed compared to the CS2, so it's very, very simple because we've been doing some part swaps already to customers. It's very, very simple to just remove this. I will say the trigger on this is not nearly as easy to remove. There's also more options to upgrade triggers on this because it takes basically the CS2 platform of trigger, so you can get deuce triggers for it from Infamous. There's a few aftermarket triggers for the M3 Plus, but it's not the same. To my knowledge, I don't think it's the same. Like, it's the same mechanism, but I don't think an M3 Plus trigger is going to fit in this frame. So with that, right now, you can't upgrade this trigger. It's the same trigger face as the DSR Plus. Yeah, the Edge 2 trigger.
I hate that trigger actually so much.
Here's the thing. I really like the M3 Plus trigger. Not a big fan of this.
Yeah. So trigger winner is CS3.
So I keep on wanting to say CS2. All right, next up, guys, we have the board/programming. We are definitely going to differ on this one. So what's cool about this is they use the same NME programming, or the new board, basically. Higher resolution, black versus white, so it's still going to be easy to see contrast-wise. It also has the flashing LED. Very, very simple with Planet guns to be able to adjust things, which is really nice. The Dye DLS has basically the same board as the M3 Plus, so it has this huge colored display here. And it also has an LED as well, important to note for high light situations if you're directly in the sun. This is rechargeable. This is 2 AA's. I'm choosing this. The reason I'm choosing this is because once you get used to this, it's much more, there's way more stuff that you can do with it. Like, you can name your marker and put a name in, and you can have different player profiles, which you can do with this too. But I just like this. I like how big this is. It's very nice screen and everything else.
It is nice. It is. I just, like, to me, that seems like such a risk. I've seen, obviously not in the DLS because it just came out, but in like the M series guns, I've seen them go down. I've seen them go blank. That seems a lot more reliable.
With a lot of use, I would agree with that. But like, we're considering years of use. Like, I've never seen, like, I've had 3 M3 Pluses, and I don't think I've ever had one board go bad. So over the period of like 3-4 years, you might have to replace a board. With the Planet Eclipse gun, you're not going to have to. So that's something to keep in mind. So Doug, that is a valid point, but I would rather take the experience and pay the $100 to replace my board eventually. The other thing too is I'm not a big fan of rechargeable.
Me either.
I like the AA's.
Me too.
Pop it in, be done, because it's very much more forgiving at the field.
Yep.
Instead of having to charge. But I'm still picking this because now that I'm very accustomed to like selecting all the different modes on my M3 Plus, like, you can choose to double tap on this. You can choose to hold it as far as turning things off and on and all that stuff, whereas like you can't do that with this. So yeah, I just like the DLS board more, but I think most people are probably going to side with the CS3. Doug, you side with the CS3?
I do. For the board, yes. And for the batteries.
ASA between the two. Slaps ASA.
You love the slaps.
I love the slaps.
I couldn't get that thing on. When we put it on my tank earlier, I could not get it to turn on. So
really?
Yeah, it was not cooperating.
Muscle, bro.
You shouldn't have to muscle your thing on.
You just go boop, 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 just like that. I really like the Slaps ASA. You can also adjust the position of the ASA, which is nice, something to point out. Unscrew this, and it slides forward or backwards. The CS3
new
ASA,
slimmed down Pops ASA.
Okay, so big thing with this is that you no longer, with the old Pops ASA, this portion was part of the Pops ASA. So when it was unengaged, you couldn't adjust your velocity screw, whereas now it's just this portion, so you can.
Do it one more time. Bang.
Yeah,
Bang.
here, let me show people what I mean. Come on over here, guys. Alright, so unengaged, it no longer lines up. Engaged, then you can change your velocity. So.
Alright, honey. As many pictures as you can of everything.
Alright, let's go back here.
Just waiting for my phone to charge.
So, ASA wise, I like the Slaps ASA. I'm going to go Slaps ASA. Doug, you're going...
I'm going Pops. Yep.
Yeah, that one's really close for me. I like how they designed it. It's very slimmed down. definitely a huge improvement from the CS2 ASA. So, like, I would say almost for me, it's kind of a wash too. Ergonomics between the two.
The UL frame is nice. I actually don't mind how the DLS feels in my hands.
Hourglass.
I don't know. I actually like the ergonomic update on the CS3.
I do too.
I would probably stick with that. The CS3.
CS3?
Yeah. Can we see real quick which foregrip is longer? Pretty sure it's the CS3.
Foregrip longer?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little longer on the CS3.
So we'll do from the base of the gun. Okay. Yes, CS3 is a little bit longer.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
And I have noticed when I hold this gun, I'm holding it like this.
Yep. You kind of teacup it.
Yeah, I teacup all my guns, but I wouldn't say I don't teacup as much as I do.
Yeah.
With the CS3, so I don't know, Doug. They're both great feeling guns. I would say I'm probably gonna go CS3 on this.
Me too.
Just a little bit. I really like what they did with the trigger frame on this.
I do
will
too.
say it's slanted more, so if you use a tank, it's gonna feel a little bit longer.
Which they wanted.
Yeah. I say when I pull up with this, it points where I feel like it should point right off the bat. This is basically like M3 plus body for me, so like. It already feels good. I've been a big M3 Plus fan, as I've already mentioned like a million times.
There'd be less adjustment time with this than there would be with that.
The main reason why I'm going to say I like that more is because I don't like the trigger.
Okay.
So.
Fair. Yeah, I also hate that trigger.
All right, guys. Weight. Cody? Come on, hand me the... Cody's working.
While he does that, I'm going to put barrels on these guns. We already powered both of these on, so you can see there are batteries in them. Pick a barrel there, boss.
Yep. Alright guys, so we are going to weigh it with the barrel between the two. And we got to make sure our scale is positioned correctly, because otherwise it doesn't want to weigh perfectly. Alright guys, so there you guys can have it. That is completely zeroed. And we'll weigh this real quick here.
Oh, hold up, it's resting on this.
Gotcha. 1 pound, 15 ounces. I think it's going to be lighter than CS2 as well. We haven't done that yet. Stay tuned for that comparison. Alright, barrel on the DLS. 2 pounds on the dot. So this gun is, or 2 pounds, 0.4 ounces. So,
yeah.
It is 1.5, 1.4 ounces heavier. And you can definitely feel like this definitely has a little bit of bulk.
It's a tank.
Yeah, I like that though. I like the all metal feel and everything else like that. This has plastic in the front. CS3 is just like a plastic grip. So, and you can, I don't know.
I can't tell when the grip is on. So
maybe it's a subconscious thing, just knowing that it's there.
Yeah, the fact that like the main body of the gun at least, and the fork and the grip is all metal construction is all I really need to know. Yeah. But yeah, so this is lighter. So that it gets the point.
Ounces. All right, so that definitely gets a ticket. Next up is maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you argue with on maintenance? OP core is going to be very easy to maintain. I've not lubed any of these guns. This gun has like 9,000 shots on it, and the DLS has like 6,000 shots on it. Haven't lubed this one either. That's one of the things that they're saying with this new Paragon core is that it's going to be super reliable.
Rugged, if I remember Billy saying. So,
I don't know. I mean, like, maintenance-wise, the one thing that I will say is that to take the HPR out on this, it is a little bit bigger of a pain in the butt compared to taking the HPR out on this, because you have to use basically like the multi-tool to get this out.
Okay.
So I would say that's my main reason from a maintenance perspective. Because, like I said, we've done close to 10,000 shots on both of them, and we haven't had to maintain either one yet. So that's a good point, but I would say maintenance probably goes to the CS3 on that. Next up, build quality / reliability. Obviously, CS3 is definitely going to be very solid there. The DLS, I think that like build quality on Dye guns is good. Specifically like their high-end stuff. I can tell that like they spend more time with their high-end stuff. Everything's metal and everything else like that.
That's the one I like.
So yeah, Doug's not even giving it any thought or consideration.
No.
But I would say for me, I maintenance all these guns all the time, and I don't have to maintenance a ton of M3 pluses, and that's the closest thing I can relate this to. Obviously, it's a completely different bolt design and how it functions. But I've had to maintenance a few CS2s and stuff like that. So
I just think in volume, I see fewer
yes,
Planet guns.
I'd agree.
Fewer Planet guns need servicing than Dye guns.
I'd agree. So we're going to give it CS3. All right, guys. Tech support would be the next thing. Planet Eclipse.
Planet goes to more events than Dye does.
Yeah.
At least regionally.
Yes.
So
MSXL. I know that Dye doesn't go to any of our regional MSXLs. Planet Eclipse does. Basically, any event that I've ever been to, there's some sort of tent to support Planet, whereas I've been to events where I don't see Dye. So I think that pretty much
that'll put it in the bag. Yeah.
I will say this though, Billy Wing does an excellent job of turning around guns. So
yep.
Billy's like their main tech guy down in Florida. So if you ever have a problem with your gun, you send it to him. He does a really good job of repairing it very quickly, turning it around and getting it back to you. Usually in a week, it's turned around and repaired. Same thing with Planet. They're on the East Coast. Ship it to them. Usually a few day turnaround. So from that perspective, they're both pretty good. Upgradability between the two. CS3. Strictly because you can upgrade the trigger. It already comes with the soft tip bolt, the hard tip bolt. With the Dye DLS being brand new and it being limited, it's going to be very difficult. I don't know. What do you think, Doug? Like, are they gonna? They might come out with some triggers for it.
Triggers is the most I could see. That'd be about unless there's any major updates that need to happen, like if there's like a faulty piece or something. But beyond that, I think that'll help keep it exclusive. The fact that it's so limited, if there's just like very little to it.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so that's it. That's it as far as like this goes. 3 things that we need to talk about once we go outside and shoot both of them is going to be shot quality, paint handling, and efficiency. Actually, I'm going to speak on the efficiency right now because we just did the comparison video between these two. This gun is more efficient. This gun
1859.
1800 or almost 1900 shots from the DLS. The Planet gun was close. I got 1700. It was 1670 is what it got. So this got almost 200 shots more off the same fill, 77. Obviously, like, we try to compare everything as close as possible, apples to apples. But it was close. The CS3 was pretty close, but I will say the DLS wins on the efficiency, and that was like one of the big selling points of the Paragon Core, was how efficient it was, and it's definitely been proven so far in our efficiency trials to do that. So, all right, guys, we're going to go outside. We're going to do shot quality. One last thing is I'm going to speak on the paint handling right now because we just did that as well.
We got 2 brittle paint videos out there for both these guns.
We do.
They are a tie on that one.
They're a tie. Both handle paint very, very well. Super brittle paint. We just shot this today with the DLS, and that was super, super reliable. We shot 5-star through it. It was breaking from like right here. 5 out of 6 balls broke. Shot it great. Did similar thing with the CS3. Doug just did that.
I did that one myself
a couple of weeks ago, and same exact paint breaking from about waist height.
Had a great result.
And had a great result there. So let's go outside. Let's shoot them both real quick side by side, and I'll comment on shot quality and we'll talk about value.
All right, we're out back at the shop. I'm going to start with the CS3. Joel is going to start with the DLS. I'm going to turn off our spot focus. And yeah, we're masked up here. We're going to shoot we'll each rip about half a hopper and kind of see how we feel about each one, and then just like really get a good honest feel for which one we would prefer to shoot from an ergonomics and just how the shot feels, the shot quality. So we're shooting
GI 5-star through both guns, and I've got an 8.8 back. You've got an 8.5 back.
Yes.
So that might factor a few things. But all right, Doug, I'll let you shoot first.
Cool, we're live. All right, ready, guys? Get in here and rip away. Yeah, we're good. Give me that DLS while we're at it. Trade you. Is it live? It's live, yeah. Man, oh man. All right. I will start off by saying I like how both feel and shoot for their own, independent, selves. Like, they're both really cool for what they are. Yeah, Joel, I think it's your turn, boss.
All right, guys, so I've got the CS3 here. All right, so from like from a smoothness perspective, I definitely think that like the CS3 is like this gun's. Well, let's just shoot this. I don't know, Doug. You shot both. What do you think?
All right, so for me, now that we're done shooting, I'll take my mask off so y'all can hear me. So I've said before in real life and probably on the channel, I actually don't mind kind of a poppy shot. Like I'm a shocker shooter, so I don't mind something that does have it, like it's live. It's a very live shot, but I get what I need out of that from the CS3. Like this is for me, between the two guns, this is the more ideal mix of both have it being live and having some snap to it, but smooth. Overall, I actually really prefer the way this both feels in my hands. It feels just like I can hold on to it more, and I like that it's a good balance of smoothness, but I can still feel the gun working in my hands. So I'm at shot quality and how it feels, like all that, I'm gonna go with the CS3.
So for me, it's harder. Like I'm still having a hard time deciding between the two, between the DLS and the CS3. CS3 is definitely, like, I guess you would say smoother, right?
Yeah.
But I actually like the response, the feedback that I'm getting from the DLS. So from that perspective, I like it, and like from an efficiency perspective, I like it. Not having to use as big of a tank, so that's kind of nice.
Yep.
Damn, man, I don't really know. Like, they're both really, really good. If I had to pick one, I actually think I'm gonna choose the DLS, believe it or not. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just such a unique shot. There's nothing to compare it to between the two, and it's really starting to grow on me between the two. But you know, CS3 is like right there with it as far as shot quality goes. So they're both really, really good. But while we're here, why don't we talk about value real quick now that you're in the frame?
Yep.
Between the two, so obviously very limited.
$17.50 for this new,
correct?
Right? And then while it is limited run, what did the DLS cost you?
Is it bad that I don't know that? 1 sec.
Yeah, we should probably look in.
Keep going, Doug.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think the DLS is comparably expensive, if not a little more expensive. I think the better value being that you're going to get a better case, in my opinion, better reliability, better servicing. Like the only thing you're really sacrificing, in my opinion, is efficiency and a cooler board. Because also, here's the thing, paintball players are not responsible. You're going to forget to charge your gun at some point, and you're not going to remember until you get to the field. So you're going to have to sit in your car for like 30 minutes and charge your gun just to play, whereas if you have a pack of batteries in your bag, just toss them in and you're good to go before the first point. So
that's fair.
All things considered concerning value, this I think is the better buy for the buck, considering that it only gets about 200 fewer shots.
Yeah, so $16.95 for the base colors, $18.95 for the PGA colors.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, from a value perspective, one thing that we probably should consider is the fact of resale. Planet Eclipse resale is going to be excellent, always has been. Something to keep in mind is that the DLS, 530 units worldwide.
That'll keep resale pretty high.
It's going to keep resale high, so that's something to consider as well. The PGA colors, you also get 2 carbon fiber bags instead of getting just the regular DLS bags. So you are getting something for that extra $200. So it is the DLS base color is going to be $50 cheaper than the CS3. With all that considered, Doug, you bring up a lot of good points. Like I think overall, if you're looking for something that you're going to want to use a ton, I'd go CS3. If you're more of like a finesse guy, maybe you've got a few markers, you want something unique, I'd go DLS all day long. Yeah. Because it's such a unique, just such a unique gun.
But dollar value, I think we have to give it to the CS3.
Dollar value, I'm going to give it to the CS3 as well.
Plus you also made the point with the barrel backs too.
Correct.
It'll be a lot easier to shoot different sizes of paint with this as well.
Correct.
So,
so there you guys have it. I think we both agree that the CS3 has definitely some advantage in certain areas. But I'm still a huge fan of this gun, guys, so far.
Don't get me wrong, as much as this channel knows I'm not a Dye fan, I actually do like shooting the DLS.
I do too.
I do. My thing with Dye is I just don't always trust the brand from a reliability standpoint.
Yeah.
However, that being said, this thing shoots really nice. I had fun using it. It's cool that it's kind of an exclusive run. We haven't seen something like that from Dye in a while. So yeah, I like, as far as like guns, like obviously different colorways, those come out all the time. But as far as something unique like this, I haven't seen something like this from Dye in a long time. So, Joel, are we missing any other points?
No, I don't think so. Besides, click the link in the bio to shop CS3s. Besides that part.
Yeah.
Obviously, DLSs, guys, if you guys are interested, contact us. We might have an extra one.
Or we might get one that gets sold
allotment.
back to us. You never know.
That
Check the
too.
used gear page.
Yep, that
but
too.
That being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.
I'm so free.